Hey gardeners, on this episode of Street Smart Gardener, Container Gardening 101. Now there's really no hard fast rules when designing your container gardens. It's good just to be creative. Just the simple things to follow is think about where you're going to plant or place your container garden, if it's in sun or if it's in shade. Pick out a desirable pot. We have a nice selection in our pottery selection here of different pots that you can use for your container gardens. You could use annuals in your container gardens. You might even want to incorporate some nursery stock and or perennials. And as the cold weather approaches, you could take those perennials out and plant them in the garden. Key to container gardening, drainage. Make sure that you have a hole in the bottom of your pot. Weight is always a factor, especially if you have large pots and you have to move them around your patio. You might want to consider some way to lessen the weight. One thing we do here is when we receive things in our packing boxes, we take our foam that we receive, we cut it up, and we're just going to place that in the bottom, and that'll help take up some of the voids and space in there so that the pot is a little less heavy. So I like to put those in there. And then I use a good peat-based soilless media. We have different mixes here and potting soils that are available. Now our friends at Proven Winners have a nice recipe book that you can view online, and it gives you some great ideas. And browse through magazines and so forth and get those ideas and just be creative and have fun with it. So I try to keep the media down a little bit because I'm going to allow for the little root balls of the pots of my annuals. What I like to do is I like a taller plant in my container garden, maybe a trailing plant and a filler plant, and kind of different levels to give some interest throughout the growing season. I'm going to do a shade garden today, and one plant I have here is coleus. Nice foliage on it, little contrast there, and very reliable. So I'm going to plant one of them. I'm going to take this out and pinch the roots a little bit, break them up so they quit growing round and round and they'll just push out and root out into the new container. Now I like to use my mic product. We have this available here at the Garden Center. This is going to help with the water uptake and the root development as we've talked about in previous videos. Basically I'm just going to kind of mix that on, and I can just put some in the pot there. This is our annual and perennial mix. Mix that up in there. And you can't hurt them, just stuff them in there. Nice little trailing plant that I have, potato vine, Sweet Caroline. This is light green. Very low maintenance plant, and that'll help drape down over and give a little contrast, excuse me. Let's break up the roots again. We'll stuff that in there. Get some more mix around there. Try to get all the air out as best you can. Get your fingers right around the edge of the pot. Push it down in there. Another plant here is this variegated grass. It's a nice color. It's got a little pink hues to it, and then green and white. So I want to put that in there to give a little color. Break up the roots. Take my mic, rub it on there, and stuff it in there. Now really the only maintenance that you're going to be doing, you might have a few weeds pop up in your mix so you'll have to hand weed, but fertilize. And I would recommend the 2020 Jax Classic, little soluble fertilizer. And as the plants root in the summer, they come more root bound. They're going to need more watering and fertilizer. We usually fertilize about every 10 days. Lesser amounts is better. So after you've completed your arrangement, just add water. These are nice, these cool grip watering cans. A little light drink. Fill it up and let it drain down, and then you might want to add again. Let it drain off and take it to your location. So when designing your container garden for your home this year, be creative and have fun with it. Stop on down to W&W Nursery and Garden Center. Visit our pottery selection and visit our diverse selection of plant material. And remember, you can do it. Let's grow green together.